I've been here so long, it's starting to get dark. It's starting to get dark now. Anyway, it's going on 5 o'clock. I got 75 babies to run through. I'm going to run through them pretty quick. Pretty straightforward. There's some horses that impressed me. I went through a list of those a minute ago. There were some other horses, 2 in particular, that are on Santa's naughty list. I don't know why it does that. There. They're on Santa's naughty list. They'll be just fine, though, in the next week or so. And as I said, keep in mind, before you start judging these 2 colts, White Tiger spent the better portion of his yearling season and 2-year-old season on my list for various reasons, some good and some bad. But don't kid yourself. Both these colts, I have high hopes for them, or I wouldn't be that concerned right now. I just want to get them going properly, and then we'll see them progress from there, much like Sebastian Yu did last week. Bendover and Crazy Mission are going to be coming to my end of the spectrum this week. They'll be coming down to go. I'll be going with them every day. So we'll start the list with Ailsun. Now, I didn't even realize Ailsun until I saw her roll up beside me, and I said to Mark Isabel after he went, I said, hey, she needs some toe weights and bell boots, but man, she looks great for a filly. We had a lot of questions around after we had the OCDs out of her hocks. She looks great, this filly. Very happy with her gait, very happy with how she looked. Just need a little more weight on her up front. Second is a horse, Anteros, made my list. Enough said about him. He looked great yesterday. Very, very impressed with this colt. I always cheer for the underdogs anyway, but I definitely cheer for this guy. Arctic Forest had a temperature. You guys didn't get to see him yesterday. He looks really, really good. This is an American Ideal colt, very well bred, and looks like $1,000,000. And Arctic Force may have missed yesterday, but he'll be ready to go for open house day for sure. We'll be going with him over the next 2 weeks leading up to the 9th. Next is Beach Boutique. Beach Boutique is the sister to Dance Hall Babe. There was a video malfunction yesterday and you didn't get to see her. You're going to fall in love with her as soon as you do. This is a beautiful filly. She's big. She's strong. I don't want to be the guy that says, oh, she's stronger and bigger and better looking than her sister. That would be a little rude. I think she's a good-looking filly in her own right, and I believe she'll be just fine. She looks beautiful, this filly. Beach Bum BB, a filly I'm slowly learning to really, really like. I like this filly a lot. She's got a great attitude. Little hot yesterday, making a few breaks. That's just self-conscious. She was just being self-conscious on the track. First time she'd ever been in a set situation, and she was a little beside herself. Sometimes made a few breaks. Next is Bendover. We talked about him. He's going to be coming with me. I'm going to be going with him for the next 2 weeks. We'll get him and Crazy Mission squared away. Bottle of Red looked great yesterday. Very happy with what I've seen for this filly. I was very, very impressed with her. I get her and the Cabernet for the other filly mixed up. That's by Artspeak. I get them mixed up sometimes, but Bottle of Red, the Heston Blue Chip filly, she looks great right now. Very happy with what I saw from her. Brush Cut, talked about him in the top 15 into the onset. I don't want to call it the top 15. It's unfair. The 15 that I liked the most yesterday that I thought looked very impressive. Brush Cut obviously made that. I suspect he's going to make every kind of list we make from now on. Just a good-looking colt. Cabernet looked great also out there on the track. She's just been just a gem, just a complete professional since we started going with her, and I'm very, very happy with what I've seen from her. I'm back in just a second. I want to check the lens on this thing. Maybe it's smudged. Well, I'm back. I stopped with Cabernet. I thought the lens was getting a little smudged, and plus I was sweating to death, so I decided to take my hat off. Canadian Titan, so it's ended with Cabernet. I'm very, very happy with the way this filly's looked and have been for quite a while. Cabernet looks great. Canadian Titan looked good yesterday. Mario was a little easy on her. He said that she knuckled over a couple of times and she's coming off the virus, but not really a big deal. Canadian Titan, again, I have to keep telling everybody, this is obviously my top pick of the London sale. And Enjoy My Life looks fantastic right now, but still, Canadian Titan was my top pick, and I'm going to see it through with her all winter. She looks awesome. Cheatin' Dixie, Ricky told me how much he really liked Cheatin' Dixie on Friday. She kind of got lost in the shuffle for me. I didn't get to see her that well, but I saw the replay of her. She looked great, and Ricky really, really likes this filly, which is great. This is a very affordable New York bred filly that we purchased out of the Morrisville sale, and I think everybody and their mom is happy about cheating Dixie. I know I am. Classic Con, Mario's horse. I keep calling him Mario's horse because he bought into this horse not that long ago, and a couple of his friends did. They really like Classic Con. I like Classic Con. He does his work well and looks great. Very happy with Classic Con. Classy Will. Here's a horse that Colin Kelly went with, and I said to Colin before, I said, hey, move this horse a little bit, will you, and tell me what you think of him, because I didn't get a good feel of how he is. He pulled up after and he said, he's a nice horse, got a beautiful gait. He just kept floating along, floating along. I asked him a couple of times. He paced straight forward as soon as I asked him. Really happy with the way he looked. So if he's happy, I'm happy. Classy Will looked great. Compass Rose DC, another horse that Colin Kelly went with. I told him before, I said, she's a little cranky in the barn. This is a nice filly. He pulled up and he goes, gee, she trots great. She does everything right. Really happy. He was really happy with her, and I'm always really happy with Compass Rose DC. For affordability for the horses we picked up this year, she's right near the top of the list. I really, really like what I've seen with her. Another horse who I think will get to the top of the list at some point, Crazy Mission. Little bugger fooling around out there yesterday. He made it to the principal's office, though. Him and Ben Dover are going to be doing some community service for the rest of the week, the rest of the 2 weeks leading up to the open house, and I would suggest they'll probably be a lot better in short order. Don't believe me, just watch. Little Peanut, the little tiny fella. He's doing his work really, really well. Looks good doing it. He's small, but he wants to do his work, and that's great. His father was really tiny, and I'm sure his father was an overachiever. So as long as this guy keeps going with his attitude and his gait, got a beautiful gait, I'm sure he'll be just fine. Effusive looked good. A couple of moves yesterday. Back to the front, looked really good doing it. Happy with what I've seen with him. All things look great for Effusive. Some of these horses didn't make that list that I gave you, but it's only because I have high expectations for them. If they look good when I expect them to look good, it's pretty hard to be wowed. Most of the horses on this list were like, wow. Or horses that I didn't see coming that I thought looked impressive yesterday. So Effusive looked exactly how I hoped he would. Emerald Mist looked a tiny bit flat. Colin said she looked good yesterday, but I think she cheats a little bit like her sister did, but she didn't cheat at the racetrack, that's for sure, when she was racing. This is the sister of Bourbon and Barley by We Will See, and Emerald Mist looked great yesterday on the track. Colin said she looked great. I thought she looked okay. I didn't get to see her move as much as I wanted to. That's the other thing about bringing people in, is that nobody wants to be too hard on these babies, and I don't want to be too hard on them, but I want to see them shown off a little bit, and Colin did a great job. He liked Emerald Miss. I liked her when I went with her the time before, the Drone before. Enjoying My Life, we talked about her. Arguably, I would say one of the better horses we have right now, Ontario bred filly, Ontario bred trotting filly, who looked great. This is a royalty for life filly that out of a good family. Actually, one of our clients, Steve Palermo, bred this filly. It's right too, and very, very happy. I hope she does very, very well for us and for him. So Enjoying My Life looks great so far. Enduring Strength, another horse found her way onto the list. This is the Angus Hall colt. All kinds of professionalism in this guy right now, which is a breath of fresh air considering he's an Angus Hall. Very happy with what I've seen from Enduring Strength so far. Last week I missed Excellent Nation. I apologize. He's on the list now though. Excellent Nation. Everybody said, geez, why did the guy pull him up early? There was still 3 or 4 that we went with yesterday that still, their temperatures were low enough where it weren't a big deal, but considering what was going on all around them, we didn't want to tax them too much. So Danny went with a few of those horses. If they pulled up a little early, there was nothing wrong. We just didn't want to heat them up, and Excellent Nation was one of those horses. Fox Valley Shazam, Mario loves this mare. I thought she was a little bumpy yesterday. I'll talk to him about that this week, but you know, there's lots of time left. He really, really thinks highly of another Ontario bred trotting filly. He thinks very, very highly of this filly and likes her a lot. Forged in Fire. I know a lot of people might have watched this horse go like, hey, I made a bunch of breaks. He's had the harness on about 10 days. He was sick once in between. This is a very strong colt. This is a brother to Emmy Lou Who. Emmy Lou Who, the mother of Emoticon Hanover. Goes without saying, this is an incredibly talented family, right from the 1st to the 3rd generation. Very impressed with what I've seen for this colt. I like him a lot. He's put together good. Looks shiny as hell. He's just a beautiful little horse and looks great. Another horse that looks great is a guy right below him, French Twist. French Twist, first time I ever got to see in my life was yesterday. Pretty hard not to be impressed with this guy. He was all kinds of business and looked good. He even bounced around the once on Danny, but just a beautiful looking colt also. Frontier Cruise, I said to somebody today, this guy stays sound, which just because he's such a big horse. If he stays sound and stays healthy, this could be any kind of horse. He looks awesome on the track. Big, strong, beautiful gait. Just a very, very nice horse. Frontier Cruise is a horse that I'm quietly keeping my eye very, very closely on. So Frontier Cruise looked great again yesterday and has looked great for a while. Fusspot, the little stick of dynamite there. Mark Isabel went there. I said, hey, can't tap her with the whip and just expect her to, she's flighty, you know, very quiet. I said, just run her up the wood. When you move her, let her pace. Just give her 2 chevrons, as you say here at the Ontario roads. Give her lots of room. She's a beautiful filly, but just take your time. And she made a couple of breaks, getting a little out of sorts yesterday, but overall, just a beautiful filly. Globe Trotting, a little bit sick yesterday. I told Mark not to heat her up too much. Not to heat her up. Oh, that's better. Not to heat her up too much, as I wanted to make sure she didn't get sick. She's a filly that battled the virus a little bit. She would be one of those horses that fall under that aggressive vaccination that we're going to try and implement this year. Globe Trotting, just a beautiful, beautiful trotting mare. Really high hopes for her. Harness AM's a filly everybody likes. I don't get to go with her because I'd have to wrestle Danny for the drive back, but Danny really likes her. As he should. Just a beautiful filly. Havana Una Naz, another filly. Made a few breaks yesterday. I said to the boys, just put some trot and hobbles on her for a little while. She's got that big, big, heavy gait to her, and she just gets a little self-conscious again. Probably a little close to touching herself behind and then makes a break. No need for that. It's not a big deal. Just put the hobbles on her, and she'll look like Rose Run, or she'll look like Sebastian Ray in another couple of weeks. He just looks perfect now. So Havana Unana looks great. Going to give her a little help this week. I'll play it alone. We talked about this colt from the outset. Just a beautiful, beautiful, tremendous looking colt. Nothing more to talk about him. He made my list and deserved to be on it. Just a nice colt. Inland Beach. Her and the other Beach filly and Wiggle Delight were the top 3 pacers of the day in my mind. And if I had a gun to my head and had to pick one, it would be this one. I guess Miss Brampton Beast. One or the other. So close. They both looked so good yesterday. Just tremendous, both of them. And, you know, if you watch the sets and they didn't stick out to you, then you may have to get the smudge off your glasses, which I just got off my phone. So, Inland Beach looked great. Improved horse of the entire forever is Jailhouse Master. I bought this horse. I loved his breeding. I liked his look. Everything about him. I got him home. We broke him. He looked okay. He made some breaks, and I was a little deflated after we got him through that first drone. He run and he run and he run, and guy came in and I said, hey, I'll go with him. I went with him for a couple of days. We made some shoeing changes, some equipment changes. I didn't get to see him that much. Never heard much about him. I went with him yesterday and he just blew me away. He looked amazing yesterday. Jailhouse Master is a horse that really impressed me. Joanne is a horse that he was acting up yesterday. He should have made my list. He's being a little bugger yesterday. So I'll be going with. He's another horse on the principals list. Him, Bend Over, and Crazy Mission. All 3 of them are going to be under my wing for the next week or two as we get them sorted. That's Johan. He's done everything great so far. This horse, up until just acting up a little bit yesterday. Just one of those Sebastian K's that trot perfectly. So Johan looked great. He looked good yesterday. He's looked great up until yesterday for a horse that's only been in the barn a short time. Just for menu. Just for me and you, looks good. Yeah, just very professional filly on the track. Carries herself very well. Ricky was really pleased with her, and I was pleased with her also. Pretty hard not to like. She does everything perfectly. No boots, no nothing. Just a beautiful filly. Knockdown Dragout, another filly that wears nothing, is just a beautiful filly. Does everything right. Really impressed with her. With the other Sebastian K that trots perfectly, usually. She bounced around yesterday, but she just gets a little hyper. Libero Hanover. He kicked the piss out of everything the first day we went with him, but has not done it since. And I was very happy. I swore, as soon as I come off the track the first day, I said, this guy will be a gelding immediately. And it's like he understood what I said. He's been perfect every day since, and I was really happy with what I saw. He's still got that little voice that refuses to listen in his head, so he may actually still become a gelding very soon. He got a short reprieve, but he is on a very, very short leash. McPherson Thunder. This horse actually might need to be gelded too. He's hot as a firecracker, which is odd because his brother was as lazy as an old dog. And it's odd. But the Sunshine Beach bigger, stronger colt than Mo Better is a little warm. So we may geld him. We're going to put something in his mouth to get his head up. Very controllable. He's not bad or anything like that. Just wants to get at it. Good feeling colt. So in that regard, now that I say it out loud, maybe we will wait. We'll see if we can control his temptations a little bit better than just gelding him, but it's not off the table, put it that way. Marzanne Canover is a horse none of you guys know about. One of our clients, Daryl Newbigging, bought this filly by Mach 3 out of a sister to Mach It So. Well-bred filly, went for next to nothing, $9,000 at the sale. She looks great. She is a hot cup, though. She's a firecracker on the track, a lot like Fuss Pot. So Danny's been going with her. She looks great on the track. I believe she was on the track yesterday when the drone faltered, though, and there was no video. So you didn't get a chance to see her, but you will soon enough. And she is one good-looking filly. Master Treaty. I swore there would be no more vintage masters in my barn, no matter what. Full ban. And then one of our clients said, hey, I bought a colt. Can you break them for me? I said, yeah, no problem, of course. Wait, what's he buy? He's by Vintage Master. I said, okay, I'll take him, but he's on probation. He's there, but not there. But he's still there. So he snuck in the barn. Master Treaty looks good on the track, I suppose. He's a nice-looking horse. Doesn't do anything wrong. Never wear a boot. Nice and wide. Got a long gait. But we'll see. McNugget. Here's a filly that's not long or wide. She's short and small, but she's fast. This is a filly, much like the filly we had last year with Twinsburg. McNugget is a small to medium-sized filly by McCardle. Very, very well-bred. And looks great on the track. Ricky went with her yesterday. I don't doubt she's a little bit sick too. She didn't spike a temperature, but she was a little sick looking after the training trip. We didn't have to give her any anti-inflammatories. Her temperature didn't spike, and she ate all her breakfast, so might have just been a little under the weather. But McNugget, a good-looking filly. Next is one of the best horses we've had so far, Miss Brampton Beast. This filly wowed me yesterday. If the other filly hadn't looked tremendous also, I wouldn't have had this coin flip situation where it's one or the other. They both looked awesome. Inland Beach and Miss Brampton Beast. Lordy Lord. The Sunshine Beach fillies look some good right now from where I sit. And this filly here, longer, stronger than Inland Beach. So I guess, yeah, if you're going to put a gun to my head, I guess I'm going to pick the longer, stronger one that looked every bit as good as the smaller one. Inland Beach looked awesome. Miss Brampton Beast looked awesome. I can make a case for both of them. But they both look tremendous. Next is Miss Mischief Maker. I had her head checked a little high yesterday, and she spent the whole day fighting with them. I told them after, leave her head down. She likes her head down. I saw it when she came on the track, too. I should have had somebody change it at that point. But, anyway, Miss Mischief Maker is a filly you guys know I hold in very high regard. I like her a lot. Colin went with her yesterday and liked her, but probably not as much as I do, just because she was acting up a little bit. But she's a beautiful filly, and I expect very good things from her in the future. Muscle Chrome, another horse Colin went with, he said, this filly's okay. She does everything right. I said, no, I was just curious how she looks. 'Cause, you know, we bought her as a weanling, and I'm just a little curious. But he said, no, she's awesome. She looks great. So Muscle Chrome was good. Nancy Allison made my list at the start. Looked awesome. Of course, a filly, a sister to Charmed Life. And all that family of the progeny of that family either sold for good money or sold for residual broodmare value for good money. I mean, there's just so much going on with this filly. I still, the surprise of the year was that we bought this filly for what we bought her for. I just don't understand it, and I still don't. So Nancy Allison, just a gorgeous filly. Not shocked at all that she's looking good. I guess in that regard, maybe she didn't need to make the list. I expect her to look good, and she does. Olympic, need your opinion. Here's a filly nobody you guys saw. This is another one Danny had to pull up. She had a little bit of a temperature going in. This is a War We Needy filly that one of our clients sent us. She's a beautiful filly. She does everything right, and she's a worker. You know, she just loves to work. So, again, here's a filly that I hope does really, really well simply because I like her. She's a nice horse. So, need your opinion. I'm going to be keeping an eye on her over the next couple of months also. War We Needy filly that came up here from Chatham, Ontario, I believe. Just a beautiful filly. Olympic Hopeful. She starts back Monday. She had OCDs out of both her hocks. This is the Illinois filly. No complications and looked great. Everything went well with the surgery. No issues at all, and I expect her to start back Monday, and then she'll be ready to go in a set on the 9th. There'll be no problems there. Next is Overdue Mission. Overdue Mission looks great every single week, probably like a ninja. She's quiet. Nobody sees her. She's a killer, and she looks great. I really like this filly. I always have since we got her. She's going to be a big kind of filly. We got a lot of nice trotters also for the Ohio State program again this year, hopefully, and this filly will be amongst the top of them. Overdue Mission looks great. Next is Path of Totality. She did not look great on Friday. She was acting up. Going to put a little more weight on her, and I will go with her next time because I really like this filly. I think she's got a bright future. She's bred well. Obviously, she's a sister to Barn Doll, who made 900,000. Took a mark of 151 or 52, I believe. So, Path of Totality. Horse I'm keeping an eye on. Virtually a twin to Miss Mischief Maker, and I'll be going with her the next time she goes. Pine Creek, very timid filly. It's going to take some time with this filly. She's tall. She's going to be a giant, but I want to take my time with her because she's very timid, very self-conscious on the track, and she doesn't play around. You can't rough her up. You can't be mean with her or talk, rough with her. Just got to be gentle with this filly, and she'll be nice. I mean, she did everything I needed her to do on Friday. She runs in a little bit, going to need a little Murphy on the inside, but I think if you put a Murphy blind on her right now, she'd just be so worried about the Murphy blind that she would not be able to focus on her work. So another week of doing that, then we're going to start adding some equipment and helping her out. But by all accounts, Pine Creek, just a beautiful filly. Everything I wanted to see I've seen in her so far. Really blue chip. Talk about beautiful fillies. This filly's been 1, 2, 3, 4 since day one. When I say 1, 2, 3, 4, I mean their gait. They trot very fluid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trotters look really, really good when they're doing that. Really blue chip's a beautiful filly that does her work exceptionally well so far. Rocking out loud. Little bit of an attitude in this filly I saw yesterday. Beautiful gait, doing everything we need her to do. Still got a little chip on her shoulder, though. We're going to have to chisel that off and polish the rest of her up. Rocking out loud's got a great gait and has done everything great so far. But still, she either really dislikes horses or is not really sure if she likes her work. But either way, she's going to have to get really used to both here in the very near future. Rooney Blue Chip. Rooney Blue Chip quietly looked awesome. I watched the video and I wasn't paying attention. I said, geez, who's that horse? Ricky had gone with him, and I look on. I was watching it on my TV. I had streamed it to my TV, and I was looking for the name. I was quite a ways away. I said, oh, it's Rooney Blue Chip. He looked awesome. Rooney Blue Chip looks very, very good, as he should. This is a big, giant Trixton filly, or Trixton colt that we had purchased, and I was very lucky to get him. I thought he'd go for a lot more money. Very impressed with what he's done so far. Rooney Blue Chip looked great on Fridays. Looked great since we put the harness on him, so I shouldn't be surprised. Rose Run Valiant. Looks great every week, this colt. Very, very happy with what I've seen from him. Very, very happy with what I've seen from him from day one. Not that surprising that he looked great again on Friday. Rose Run Versatile. This is the filly. You guys didn't get to see her yet. She's got OCDs in her hocks. I got to get them taken out. This is a filly that we had purchased privately off of Rose Run Farms. And we wanted a muscle massive. I didn't really like any of the muscle massives I've seen. And this filly kind of slipped under my radar. I think I was focusing more on the muscle massive colts. I really just didn't see one that I liked in any public auction, so we weren't going to get one. And then after the sale, he come up and said that he bought her back for $15,000 American. And, after thinking about training her down in the cold all winter, he decided that maybe he'd sell her for the 15. He said, I really thought I'd get 25. If I got the 15, I'd take it. And I said, well, my wife and I will take the horse for now. Just let me get home and figure out what we're going to do. And we got a bunch of horses to sell. Virtually what I was saying was, I'm not paying you today. I'll pay you in the very near future. And Archie was very good about it. He said, yeah, no problem. Not in any rush. Then we got her home, got her x-rayed and said, geez, we got some OCDs. He said, just take all the time you want. So Amy and I own the horse right now. We're going to take the OCDs out of Rose Run Versatile. Beautiful filly, very well bred. Going to take the OCDs out of her and take her time with this filly because I really like her. She'll be offered up on the board at some point. Once we get the OCDs out and get her jogging, get you guys a look at her, then we'll offer up on the board. For right now, she's just kind of sitting there. Sebastian Ray made the list. Both him and the next horse, Sebastian Yu, both made the list because both looked great on Friday. Sebastian Yu really surprised me because he looked horrible at the start of the week, and Sebastian Ray looked bad 2 weeks ago when he's pacing and running and pacing and running. Now all they both want to do is trot. They got the job. They understood it. Now they're doing it. They're very good at it. I was very happy with both of them. Sometimes things happen. Looked very, very good yesterday. So it's quietly just gets better every week. He's got long pasterns. He's not put together perfect, but looks great and loves his work. He is a worker. So sometimes things happen. Look good also. Cash Hall. I called him an Uncle Peter quite a few times. He's a cash haul and a beautiful looking colt. Spend that money. There's an Uncle Peter. Spend that money. People are quietly seeing this filly. Everybody keeps telling me they want to go with her. I want to go spend the money. I want to go spend that money. And I didn't know why. And I still have yet to go with her. But I see her on the track and I can see why everybody's interested in her. She looks great and looked great again on Friday. Probably could have made the list, actually. Only I expect her to be good because everybody keeps telling me how good she is. So maybe that's why she didn't spend that money. Look great. Spirit of Dio, another filly, all sold out now. The groom of Spirit of Dio bought the last 4 shares. So that should tell you something about how Spirit of Dio is portrayed in the burn and how much people like her. When you have our grooms buying pieces of horses, it says a lot. So Spirit of Dio is a good-looking filly, great on the track, bred well. And apparently the groom really likes her, because he bought the last 4 shares in her. Sunshine and Shade, this is another Sunshine Beach colt. He's a beautiful colt, this colt. Very well bred. He was a little bit sick also. He's going to fall into that program we're going to put together for aggressive vaccinations, because Sunshine and Shade did get sick a few times, but was a little under the weather again the other day. If you look at the video, Danny pulled him up about a lap before the rest of them were done, and I'd done that. I said, hey, he had a temperature of 100.8, which isn't that high. I said, just don't heat him up. So as soon as he started to get a little heated, he just pulled him up, went back to the burn. Perfect job, did exactly what I asked. Sunshine and Shade, very nice colt, very, very well-bred colt, and has done everything right so far. Susie K, another filly, flying under the radar. We didn't give much money for her. She's just a beautiful filly. She's by the Muscle Hill Sun Climb Higher. She's going to be staked in Ohio. Does everything right. Can't ask her to do much more. Just a really nice filly to go with. Talking Peter. Here's a horse that looks at the gates, and sometimes he just got a bad attitude to him, this colt. But when he's going, man, oh man, he's got a beautiful gait. He's big, strong colt too. He's going to be a powerful kind of colt. Talking Peter is a horse I'm going to probably go with for quite a while, just because I want to break him of that habit of looking at the gates and being bad. And hopefully we can do that, because he's got some kind of beautiful gait when he is going. Two of a Kind Hanover, another filly, looked great. Here's the one I always get mixed up with the Heston Blue Chip. This is the other Art Speak filly. Another filly that's well bred that we picked up. Bought this filly in Goshen, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. She does everything right, looks good. Very, very happy with what I've seen from Two of a Kind Hanover. Time Will Dazzle. Ricky has been lobbying for her to be named the best horse in the barn so far. Again, we just joke because it's a little silly to be calling horses best in the barn or worst in the barn right now. I mean, it's not even December. I don't like talking about that stuff. I don't like talking about it at all. But when we start doing our top 10 list, to be much later on, when there's some horses that have solidified themselves as top of the heap. That takes all the way to April, May you're talking about. And we're talking about November. There's no best in the barn, but Time Will Dazzle is some kind of good-looking filly. Time Al Kazam's a gorgeous colt, too. Mario Bergeron goes with this colt every day, and he loves him. He said, he's big, he's strong, and I think he'll stay together just because he gets over the ground so light for a big horse. He doesn't pound the ground hard. Just a beautiful gait and a great attitude. Time Al Kazam looks great all around. Yours If You Want It. Here's a horse I really think we got for a lot less than what he was worth in Ohio. Very happy with what I've seen from him. Very happy with seeing him on the track and in the barn. He's going to be a big colt. He's put together perfectly, and he trots great on the track. No complaints here. A horse that you didn't get to see because the video faltered yesterday was Utopian. This is a colt that from day one has done nothing but pace. He's from a very good family. He was sent here by a breeder. He's sick right now. He had a temperature of 105 this morning. So it's 5:22 now. I'm going to head back to the barn at 8:30. Take a few of these temperatures and make sure they're not too high. If they are, what we have to do is keep them on bute and maybe even run some fluids in them if we have to. The last thing you want to do is see them spike that temperature and stay high and then dry them out and they colic. And then you're looking at real trouble. So we're keeping a very close eye on about 4 horses in the barn. Utopian is one of them. You're going to be keeping a close eye on this guy for a whole other reason when you get to see him. He's got a beautiful gait on him. He picks up speed fast for a horse that just got the hobbles on. Like we literally broke him and then 2 days later put the hobbles on him just because he was so perfectly gaited. So Utopian is a good-looking horse. A little under the weather right now, but a beautiful horse. Watch Avenue, another horse you haven't got to see yet. Watch Ave is his name. This is a colt that came from the Harrisburg sale, much in the same fashion as Rose Run Versatile. A very nice gentleman by the name of Malin Miller sent us the horse, and he's watching colt. Pretty good family also, and he's a big, good-looking colt. Real sick right now. As you can imagine, he was raised on a farm all out in the middle of nowhere, not with a bunch of horses. Then we dropped him into this petri dish of viruses from all over the North America, and shockingly enough, he gets sick. So we're working on him also. Next one on the list also, Watch List, another horse that came from a breeder, another horse that's sick. This is a smaller, he's watching colt, but put together okay. Actually, no, he's not put together okay. But he loves his work. He was on the track, pacing good the other day. He is doing his work more than okay. He's sick right now. So another horse I got to go back and check in on. Wiggle Delight on the top, on the list that we made earlier. This is a filly I got very, very high hopes for, and she looks awesome. Mario told me the other day, I said, the 2 beach fillies look great. He says, no. I said, this filly, she looks tremendous. I said, well, you'll get your chance down the road. I said, but I'm sticking with the 2 I got right now. Well, he's got all of them, actually. Inland Beach, the Miss Brampton Beast, and Wiggle Delight, and he loves all of them. He really likes Wiggle Delight also. Willpower Fashion. You didn't get to see much of Willpower Fashion the other day. This is just the nicest horse. I told everybody I was a little embarrassed. He was one of my top picks in Harrisburg. The 3rd last horse in the entire sale. $9,000 purchase, and he's one of my top picks. But I like this horse. Look back at this video in June and tell me. I always look back at them anyway. I really like Willpower Fashion. I love his attitude. I love his gait. I love everything about him. And he's got a sister that took a mark of 53. He's the only one of the family not by Broadway Hall. I'm really looking to see something from Willpower Fashion this year, and I hope I do. Last and not least is our boy Zeb. Zeb Sunshine. We got the OCD out. Everything went great. He's back jogging Monday morning. So he'll be ready for the open house also. A lot of people looking at Zeb Sunshine. A lot of people asking about Zeb Sunshine. Here's probably quietly one of our better bred horses in the entire barn. A Sunshine Beach. Same as a couple of the other ones that I think really high of. Just a good-looking horse. Well-bred horse. Everything about Zeb Sunshine is good. And now he's perfectly intact. So that's it. That's all the babies. That's what I thought of them. That's about the whole barn, the whole week, everything that's going on. Do not forget, we got the open house coming up on December the 9th. Now, on December the 8th, we have, on December the 8th, I have everybody going out to supper. Everybody's going out to supper on December the 8th. Rick Vive's going to be there. You know, it's tough for me. I'm not asking for publicity from these guys, but I do like to get to know our clients. And I reached out to Rick and I said, hey, sir, you know, we're all going out to Mohawk on the 8th, and then we're going to have the open house on the 9th. Love to have you there. You know, you can get a look at your horse, McPherson Thunder. And he said, absolutely, I'll love to be there. So Rick's going to be there. A lot of our other friends are going to be there. A lot of our clients are coming in from outside the country. Should be a great time on the 8th. A little pricey. I know, it's $60-some. It is what it is. But, you know, for those of you from the States, it's 30% less right off the bat for you. Should be a great time. We're going to have a great time. Have some fun on the 8th and again on the 9th. And kick off the holiday season with the Christmas open house. So thanks, everybody. It was fun having a rain day and getting to catch up with you and make sure that you get your videos on time. I will talk to you very soon. Take care.